How you doing, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, my friend?
Just hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in
It's
there.
been a
Just trying to.
while.
I know, right?
It really has.
Coming from the good old days of PlayStation, now we're on what is it? PC?
We've all made the switch. Hey, we've all grown up. We've all invested our thousands of dollars,
Oh my
and
gosh. Yeah. PC is
and
definitely an investment. I will say that.
we all got a little ahead of ourselves back in the day, probably about a year ago, when we all wanted to make this switch. I don't think we realized how big the investment was in the
Yeah.
long run.
Yeah, what you got? Did you buy yours pre-built or did you just
I
build your
so
own?
I bought my first one pre-built. I got a really good deal on it just because I wanted to experience gaming on PC.
Yeah.
Um, and then I ended up selling that for literally exactly what I got it for when coronavirus happened.
Mhm.
And then I used that money on top of a stimulus check to buy my streaming and gaming PC.
Heck yeah. Using that stimulus check for what it's intended, right back in the economy.
Exactly, you got
Yeah.
it. You know
What's up,
what?
David? What's up? Welcome to the chat, buddy. But
Glad we
yeah,
got there.
man, that's it right there. That's it.
Yeah. Man, fuck, dude. And not only buying the PC, but then like all the equipment after, because then like all the shit you used on PS4 does not work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
all the games, none of your information
everything,
transfers.
even like your headphones, like like little things like that. You're like, oh, okay, now I got to go buy an entire new headset, a new mic, everything, right? Little things.
Right, that's the pain in the ass. Like I
Yeah.
just bought Nikki. Well, so we just built Nikki a PC, and she wasn't sure that she was even going to use it. I'm like, dude, PC is like the way to go. Even if you're not even
Absolutely.
playing games, like it's the best workstation like to have something that you just sit there, you just organize yourself with and nonstop, dude. She's been using that thing every single day. So,
It's insane how productive it makes you, eh? Just
yeah.
having an expensive little toy like that is capable of doing so many things, especially in the time that we live in. It's amazing what we're able to do on our PCs. Not taking advantage of that would be a shame.
Yeah, so obviously you mentioned the times that we're living in right now. How is coronavirus up there being handled in Canada?
Honestly, in comparison to you guys, from what I hear, it's fantastic.
Fuck.
um, Now, granted, it's not ever good. I
Right.
mean, everybody's locked indoors. Nobody's happy. But I think people, as much as they aren't listening, they're listening more here
Yeah.
than what we're seeing downstates. Everybody's wearing masks, etc. It's not really a problem now. They actually passed a law in my hometown where it's mandatory to wear masks. You
Oh,
can't go
really?
into you can't go into a public space without a mask, or it's actually a fine.
Damn.
So
That's
yeah, so
crazy.
try complaining about that because the police aren't going to hear it.
Yeah, that's actually crazy because the way that coronavirus was handled in Maryland compared to how it's handled in Georgia, it was oh shoot, it was completely different. Like the responses were completely different. When we went to Maryland, everybody was wearing a mask. Like
Hmm.
even though it wasn't mandatory, people were just wearing a mask inside of
Hmm.
Target, inside of whatever store they were going to. But here in Georgia, like nobody gives a shit. Like we want our bars.
It's got to be that Southern stronger than everything mentality. How's it going,
Yeah.
Jordan?
Hey Jordan, welcome. Long time no see. What you been up to?
Wonderful, wonderful. We got some faces. We got some
Yeah,
familiar
we got some
faces in the
faces. We
chat.
got
What's going
David. We
on?
got Jordan. I
That's
hope
lovely.
Josh, Dell, and Randall will be here tonight. We'll have to see. So,
Well,
but yeah, you're a Twitch streamer. So weird. To say.
absolutely.
Yeah.
New Twitch streamer. Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
speak English on this podcast, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh yeah, that's because you're from Canada. So.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got it. You got it.
And they speak Canadian up there. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, bud.
Hey. So yeah,
All
like
right.
so you just started this new journey into Twitch streaming. What's it been like for you?
Uh, Overwhelming. It's been fantastic. It's been surprising. It's been extremely beneficial to my mental health. There's been a lot of things. It's really just been a fantastic first month for me. I'm having a lot more success than I thought I would, but more so than that, I've met a lot of fantastic people. There's a lot of people on Twitch and a lot of people in this community that are really special, really kind-hearted people I never would have met in real life. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, the internet has brought me across them, especially just in a month. Right, I'm extremely lucky. I mean, some people work at this for years and they don't get to meet people of the quality that I do. So
Yeah,
it's been
you're
pretty
killing
fantastic.
it in the Twitch game, to be honest. Like
I appreciate that,
oh,
man.
you follow his Twitch. Wow, that's crazy. What's up, Randall? What's up, Rex? Yeah, you literally started less than a month ago, and I popped into your stream a couple times, and you're popping off, dude. Like the gains you're making, how fast you're doing it is absolutely crazy. You're
I
playing.
appreciate that.
You mainly play Apex, right?
Yeah, I pretty much only play Apex. Honestly, it's either I'm playing Apex or I'm talking or listening to music. It's not that I don't like other games. I'm not good. I'm not good at other games. I don't spend enough time on them. It's like
Yeah, no,
Apex is
dude.
my baby.
You're absolutely dirty at Apex. I've watched you play, and you play on PC with a controller, which is even more impressive.
I appreciate that.
'Cause-
Yeah, it's a time. Granted, everybody's going to tell me that I just rely on aim assist and I have no skill. But
don't let them tell you that. Don't let them tell you that. You know, obviously, keyboard has an advantage a little bit over aim assist, but
sometimes, yeah,
it's a pain.
It's a pain sometimes. You know what? It's try not to focus on what I'm using and just try to enjoy the game. I think if you're able to compete whatever you're using, just enjoy that. Don't think too much about it, right?
Oh, for sure. Jordan says, "Is his name in the title?" Yeah. So that's TSM Costa, right?
Oh, TCM Costa. TCM.
Did I
we're
mess
one
it up?
letter off. We're one letter off. It's okay.
All right.
I don't love you any less. I'm just not that good. TCM. You remember the PlayStation days when it was They Call Me Canada? Now it's They Call Me Costa. But it was too long.
Go.
Okay, so now we understand.
All right, I just posted it in chat, so you guys can go follow him on Twitch.
You're beautiful. I love you. Thank you, man.
Yeah, so we have Randall. Sorry I missed it Tuesday. You know, Randall, actually we didn't have a podcast Tuesday. We kind of took a break just so that we could reconvene. No, you're good, man. We came back. We're here Thursday. We're just chilling like a villain. So you've made some moves on Instagram that I've seen, and you've reached out to a lot of small streamers. You've sort of built this community up. What's been the hardest part about that?
Honestly, Instagram has just been a fantastic journey for me. The hardest part has been creating the content to keep up with the demand per se. I posted every single day for the first month, like very consistently, whether or not that was one post or 2 posts a day. And then I don't know. Sometimes it feels like I don't perform as well as I want to on stream one day, so then I won't have any clips that I think are worthy of posting. You know what I mean? And then it's like I'm going to bed and I'm like, crap, I didn't drop anything. And I know if I did, I would have, gained however many followers based on my average number. And I want to keep on the track that I'm on, keep working as hard as I am, because when you're having success, you don't want to slow down, right? It gets addicting.
Yeah, so do you find that most of your traffic is actually coming from Instagram and social media, or are you actually...
Sorry to interrupt you, but I for the most part I find that when somebody's stopping by my chat and I'm asking, where did you find the stream, a lot of times it's from my Instagram account. More often than not, I'd say maybe a heavy 80%.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the reason is for my success rate on that. Maybe just I don't see a lot of people on Instagram in terms of like the Apex community. Honestly, I think it's pretty Twitter focused, and it's a little bit oversaturated on Twitter. And I have had some success there. I had a viral tweet like 2 weeks ago or whatever, put up like 500 likes and 3,000 likes or something like that, or 500 retweets, 3,000 likes, and that helped boost my Twitch a little bit because you get to do that little you get to do that shameless plug underneath. Drop the link to my Twitch and say come follow, and then I had a pretty successful stream that night, and I actually think that was the reason Sore Kobe ended up noticing me.
Okay. Who's Kobe? Because I saw that and I saw you post something about it.
So
and I thought it was a reference to like the Kobe, like Kobe Bryant. I was like, what the heck's going on here?
So Kobe, if you're unaware, he's a huge Apex YouTuber. Actually, probably one of a lot of people's favorite. He's also the talent manager for Soar Gaming for their Apex team. And I was very fortunate to have come across this wonderful woman named Sarah. And me and her have built this great little friendship, and she is a moderator for Kobe. I was unaware of this. And I guess she ended up seeing that I went viral that day. Then my Twitch was blowing up. I had like 20 viewers at the time or whatever because of the tweet. People were stopping in all day long. And she ended up sending Kobe the link and asking him to check me out or whatever. He popped by, he dropped a follow on me, dropped 10 gifted subs. His mod did a lot more than that. He had another mod come by and drop 20 gifted on me. It was insane. I cried tears. It was definitely a surreal experience. And then I didn't really hear from her or anything for like the next few days. And then all of a sudden, randomly, I was going to the bathroom and I came back to my monitor and saw that he was hosting me for 455 people.
Damn, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was a pretty surreal experience, honestly.
You get stressed out.
You know how hard I was sweating?
Really?
You know how hard I was? Oh, my back was like, it was soaking. My chair was disgusting after stream. I'm not even going to lie.
Is there more pressure when there's that many people like to perform good?
There's a lot more pressure. And not only that, but you also can't necessarily think about playing good. Like if that makes sense. Like imagine, so from my perspective, I had this dream of entertaining thousands of people one day, let's see. And in my first month, all of a sudden there's 400 people staring at my face. And I'm definitely not comfortable enough. You know what I mean? I don't have enough experience. Like I haven't even had 30 people in my chat at once talking. And then you're going to drop 400 on me. So for me, it was like, okay, screw gaming. No. It was like, screw gaming. I'm focusing on the chat. You know what I mean? I didn't care how I performed. I was like, I just want to make a personable impression on you guys. You know what I mean? Like
that's smart.
Yeah. And I also think like I have anxiety. I have really bad anxiety. I'm not even going to front for half a second. As soon as that happened, not only was I happy, but I also was super, super anxious. You know, what are these people thinking? They're going to care about my gameplay. They're going to judge how I'm playing, etc. So I tried to just throw that out the window, take a second to regroup there, you know, appreciate the moment. And just be me in front of the camera there. And try and make a relationship with anybody who came by. It was definitely nerve-wracking. Like I said, I was sweating buckets.
That's crazy, man. I'm going to get to some of these comments real quick. So we have Randall says, well, I'm out of the hospital. That's a good thing. And Jordan says, that's awesome. Yeah, Randall has been keeping me up to date with everything that's been going on. And we're still going to, stay a part of his journey. He's been having a rough time, so prayers out to him.
What's going on with
make
Randall?
Sure he's doing good. He's been in rehab back and forth. He's had a couple seizures, and so he's let me know. And we're keeping
for taking care of himself.
Yeah. No, I'm just happy that he's keeping me up to date. We're following his journey, making sure he's doing good. Each day, he was messaging me, telling me, he was taking more and more steps. And so then he accidentally,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he fell one day, and it kind of put him back. So I just want to kind of be that positivity for him. And so everybody's here just encouraging him on, keep taking those steps, man. We got you. We got your back. We want to be a part of your journey. So we love you, Randall. TTV Exo Clan. What's up, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for the follow. Jordan, that's cool. I might a 24-hour stream on my birthday. Oh, sweet. Just let me know when. Randall, glad you're doing better. Oh, hey, Jordan asked a little bit earlier, how often do you stream?
How often do I stream? Every single day. Every single day. I don't sleep.
Okay.
I don't eat. I don't breathe. I just stream.
Damn.
Since I've started, I've streamed every single day. I took one day off, and then I felt like crap about that because I'm addicted to streaming now.
So what's your stream schedule? Like, do you stream during a specific time frame or?
Honestly, I try to stick to just hopping around 11 o'clock a.m. and then just going until my brain taps out.
Yeah.
But I'm really atrocious with having any sort of schedule ever, especially when I'm not working right now because of Corona. So literally all I have to do is keep me busy is stream. So maybe sometimes I'll sleep until 2 p.m. You know what I mean? And then I'll rip out a stream until 1 a.m. or maybe I'll cut it short and only rip a 2 or 3 hour stream that night. It all depends on how I'm feeling. But
Randall says, sleep, what's that?
Sleep, what's that? Yeah, we don't do that around here. We only grind.
Yeah, Jordan says I'll try and be there for the streams.
That's lovely, Jordan. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I try and promote as many people as we can, on these streams, so that way, we're creating a sort of like a Northern Lights community.
There you go. It's a community.
It's just a basic community. It's not necessarily Northern Lights, but let's talk a little bit about that. You had a vision for that.
Yeah, so we do have a vision for Northern Lights, and we're pushing it back a little bit, but there's some things still going on. We're just not going as fast as we intended. We've got, well, a year ago, I guess we'll give the long backstory here for the people. A year ago, all of us, we got together and we decided, we were gonna start a team together.
Yeah,
We were gonna grind out some Apex Legends among other things, and we were gonna work on our goals and try and build something together. And I think all of us got a little distracted,
oh
and
for sure.
rightfully so. I think we all had things we needed to take care of that were a lot more important than that at the time, and good thing we did, because now we're all in way better places than we were, and even more so. I think if we were to go about doing something like that now in the future, we're all ready, right? We've all figured out how we're going to do that and what we're going to do when that time comes. So with that being said, uh about a month and a half ago, there, right when I was beginning up the stream journey, we decided to revisit that idea. I was hitting you boys up, and so some of the things that we're working on doing right now is we're going to work on a competitive North American Apex team. We have a competitive European Apex team that's actually competing right now and practicing. They're taking care of all of those things on their own right now, and they're just grinding it out. Sorry, excuse me, working on things there. And on top of that, we're looking for some wonderful people in terms of content creators in other games and other spaces. Call of Duty, there's that new game Hyperspace coming out. I see all you guys messing around on Overwatch, having a great time, and Kaylor and Mason and all that, and we're gonna try and get all the boys involved again, and start making this dream happen.
Yeah,
Because
I think that was the challenging part, and that's the main goal. I think that I wanted to implement with this podcast and even Northern Lights when we were first talking about it was the community aspect, just developing that community, that support group that's there for people, that always constantly monitors, checks in, it's a community-based friendship group. I mean, as weird as that sounds, but I that's exactly what Northern Lights and Daydreams is supposed to be, like that.
Absolutely.
Community-based, build up friendships, meet new people that I would never have met in a million years. I would have never met Jordan. I would have never met Randall. I would have never met Josh, who isn't.
Never would have met me.
Yeah, I never would have met you, bro. Like, I've met so many awesome people through playing video game and just streaming. Like, I've reconnected with several people that I've never talked to, and I probably would have never talked to, other than the fact that they had some cool hobby, and I was like, you know what? You sound cool. What you're doing is awesome. Can you come on the stream? I'd love to talk to you about it. I'd love for my community to hear about this. Like, this would be dope.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. See, I'm kind of in a similar boat now, and I'm seeing a lot of old friends from high school or things like that I hadn't, spoken to in years. We've all gone our own ways. They're coming back to show me love. They're coming by the stream. They're saying, "What's up?" People I didn't think would be interested in watching video games for a second are coming by and showing love. It's a crazy thing, how you can connect with people across the world, but then also reconnect with people that you know or knew.
Yeah, I've been trying to get my friend Dolan into video games. He's still new. He's never really picked up a mouse, keyboard, or controller, so I've tried to start him off on World of Warcraft. Nothing too crazy.
That's a good game to begin on, honestly. Anything like that where you can just pick up the joy for video games, I think is important.
Yeah.
As much as like competitive shooters or first-person shooter games are fun, they also like take a mental toll on you. They're super frustrating. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the competitive aspect for a person like myself, but like when I'm playing a game like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, let's say, it's just about having fun. It's just about the story and enjoying the game, and that's really what video games should be about a lot of the time, right? We forget that sometimes, trying to be the best in the world.
What's up, Austin? Welcome to the chat, man. Haven't seen you in a minute. Austin's another regular that I would never have connected with. It hadn't been for this podcast, hadn't been for the community that we've started to develop. Let's go back to some of these comments. And Rex said, streaming is the best. Nothing better than viewer and streamer interaction. That gives a whole new meaning to social distance. Dang, Randall. Do you have any advice for those that want to start streaming?
Absolutely, I do. Not that I'm any sort of guru or I've had any sort of unprecedented amount of success, but I think that with the amount of success that I have had in a short period of time, in comparison to others, I think it's attributed to a few things that I've done differently than other people.
Yeah.
Definitely, there was a YouTube video I watched by a man named Harris Heller, and it was a little bit life changing in terms of my my Twitch grind, because the first few times I ever tried to go live, I just went live to 0 people and wondered, hey, why aren't there people coming to watch me and talk to me in my chat? And that's a funny way to look at things, because if you pay attention to Twitch's algorithm, it's all about who has the most viewers to begin with, and that's who they promote. So how do you, as somebody with no growth, with no viewers, with no platform, ever create anything on that platform, right? It's simply only if only possible if you bring people from other social medias, from other places on the internet, and you attract them to your stream. The only way you move up the Twitch page because you have 20 viewers is because you've brought them from Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think a large part of my success is my consistency on social media. I'm tweeting, whether it's 10 or 15 times a day. I don't care how annoying it is. Reaching out to people, following people in the community, not only following them, not following just to get a follow back and then unfollowing. I'm following them and trying to connect with them. You know what I mean? I'm going by and I'm following their Twitch. I'm going by and I'm popping in their chat and I'm building a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting to know the people that you're following, getting to know people in the space that you're interested in. I know for myself, I knew a lot of people in my hometown. I had social media accounts with thousands of followers before I began streaming, but the hardest thing for me was to get anybody interested in watching my video game content, because a lot of people don't know me for that. A lot of people aren't interested in that. You know what I mean? You have to find people who are interested in what the field is that you're pursuing, whether or not that's embarrassing or hard, and it's just the way to go. Putting out consistent content that, when you're following somebody, they go by your page and they check it out and they go, oh crap, this is actually really cool. This is worth a follow. That's how you grow yourself, right? So yeah, that would be my advice to you, Jordan. I'd say focus on everything but Twitch.
Yeah.
Literally focus on everything but Twitch. It should be 20% Instagram, 20% Twitter, 20% TikTok, and then the other remainder of it on Twitch. You know what I mean? Take that time to edit your videos from the 2-hour streams where you have nobody watching, and then and create a viewership from that.
Are you on TikTok? Like, do you promote videos on TikTok?
I tried. I can't be bothered to like be a TikToker. Also, with all this privacy scandal things, I've deleted the app from my phone, but I did try just posting like montages and clips and things like that on TikTok, and they had a little bit of success, like a few hundred views, but nothing that wasn't comparing to anything else that I was working on. So I just kind of put it on the back burner. I'm interested to see what the next developments are with the whole privacy issues with TikTok, and maybe if things are less sketchy, I'd be enticed to go back to that platform.
Yeah, I think TikTok's a great avenue, especially for podcasts, because it's like a 1-minute clip that people have to scroll by,
Absolutely.
And so I've really thought about using that as a way to promote social media. It's just, like you were saying, it's the grind after the stream that's so demanding. That's the part that gets me. Is what I've tried to do is post one Instagram video a week. So I try not to like bog people down with like a bunch of podcasts or a bunch of like, I don't want them to think that my content's saturated or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just for me, when I see someone like talking about a topic nonstop, constantly, like especially in a podcast format, you're just like, dude, shut up.
Consistency. Yeah, no, of course, I agree with that for sure. Consistency is different for everybody, right?
Yeah.
The content you're putting out might be overwhelming if you put out too much of the same thing, right?
Right.
I think it definitely depends on what avenue you're in. I don't think people are ever going to get bored of me posting 360 headshots. You know,
Mm-mm.
if that's what's happening, right? If I'm getting a really cool trick shot every single day and I'm posting it, I don't think anybody's going to complain. I think if anything, that's going to help me grow my platform because
Oh
I'm
yeah, I'd love to see you do
so
360
consistent.
headshots every day over me
Exactly.
talking to a camera. You
Well,
know.
it's just like it's more consistent, entertaining wow factor content, right?
Right.
Whereas your content is like you want to think about it, process it, and it's going to impact your day. And not everybody has the time, the means, or the mental capacity to do that every single day of the week, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't take a lot for you to watch my clip and go, "Oh, that was cool." Like, scroll up.
Yeah.
Whereas what your intentions are is you want somebody to watch the entire video, create a relationship with whoever the person is on your podcast, create a relationship with you, create maybe a deeper understanding of what your entire goal is with Daydreams.
Hmm.
And if you're trying to do that every single day of the week, it's going to become repetitive. And like you said, it's going to become a little bit oversaturated. You're going to oversaturate your content.
Yeah, and that's what we were getting at a couple months ago when we were streaming. So right when the coronavirus hit, we were streaming every single day. And so we didn't have guests every single day. It was just me and maybe a couple co-hosts like Matt and Strickland. And what happened was I felt like we'd gotten to the point to where we were just streaming nonstop every single day, and we ran out of things to talk about. We were just like,
Absolutely.
"Oh yeah, well that coronavirus." Like,
yeah. Well, exactly. Especially in the last few months. I mean, there was a time period there where it was like there is nothing to talk about except for how messed up the world is. There's nothing else going on. Nothing's open. We can't go outside. There's no current events in the world other than how many new cases there are today. And that's what we were dealing with, right? For the time being, that especially for somebody like yourself, a content creator that relies on current events and news and things like that's an incredibly hard time period to go through, right?
yeah, it was. I mean, that was especially since that was the only thing that the news was talking about. It was like, well, hey,
Absolutely.
coronavirus. Like, all right, well, I guess that's what people want to hear about. And plus, my wife was a nurse, so I was like, all right, well, this is probably the best thing to talk about at the moment because she could tell you exactly
Absolutely.
what's going on. It's not conspiracy like wear your mask, people. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And good on you for educating the people.
hey, we try. We try, man. We try. We try to do as much, I guess, background information and help people come to their own understanding of events. Like again, Daydreams isn't supposed to be that thing that we just tell you what to believe. Like it's supposed to be like an open-ended platform where people come, chat, have a conversation, connect with everybody, and create a community where it's inclusive.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's again what we've been trying to create. But go ahead.
You're just doing a wonderful thing here. Might I add?
I
Every
appreciate that.
every time I pop by, the vibes are incredibly high. It's always positivity. I know sometimes I get a little bit caught up and I get a little out of my mood when I'm streaming to my people there. And just good on you for always having that smile on your face when you're doing this, man.
Hey, I appreciate that. I will say it's been hard though. Like it's not all smiles. Like I like the people that are in this chat. Everybody, David, Jordan, Dell, Randall, Austin, Rex, everybody that's in here. Like even if I haven't mentioned your name, like I love everybody that literally tunes in because they're the ones that keep me going. Like Jordan made a clip probably like 2 months ago now. It was like right before I went to Maryland, and like I was getting in my mood, my feel. Like, dang man, is this going anywhere? Like, it's slowing down, losing motivation, can't find guests. Like, what's going on? And then she made this like one clip, and she posted it on. She posted it on or she sent it to me, and then I posted it on Instagram, and it was just like, dang, we've had so many guests. We've done so many podcasts, talked about so much. I really didn't realize all that. Like, dang, the time flew. We've only been live for less than a year. Like, come August, we'll be live for a year.
There you go. It's actually sometimes you forget how hard you've worked, how much you've accomplished. It's a fine line between tooting your own horn too hard, and then and not appreciating yourself enough for the hard work you've put in, right?
Yeah, it's like, what do you draw that line of confidence versus cockiness, you know? Like,
Exactly, absolutely. And then people also, as hard as it is to draw that line too, people also are attracted in a sense to people that are super confident and almost cocky in a way, right? It's like that, playing that fine line of like humorously confident is a huge selling point for a lot of people, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting space to be in for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. The whole streaming world, like I said, has taught me a lot. One of the things that has really forced me to really work on and develop is my communication skills. Like especially when you're playing video games, like for you, it's a lot harder. I honestly do not get and understand how you play video games and chat at the same time, especially like a game like Apex where it's cognitively demanding.
I die a lot. I die a lot. I scream at the monitor. I get a little upset at times. Yeah, it's definitely like, there's no word of a lie. I mean, it costs you games. It costs you fights, things like that, but it's just part of it, right?
Yeah, it's just so hard to think about. When chat wants to have a conversation, they're gonna have a conversation.
Absolutely.
And, you want to be a part of that as the main face of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, for someone that streams Apex, a really cognitively intensive game, you do a really good job of engaging your chat.
I appreciate that a lot, man. That's actually, I think, my biggest goal. I think my focus has shifted less from being a fantastic player and more on being a personality. I think paying attention to what my chat is saying, and the people that are coming by to spend their time with me. If you're taking the time to do that, the least I can do is take the time to not pay attention to my game just a little bit, and give you the time of day. And not only that, but all of my thoughts, and bring some positivity to people, right? I think, speaking from my own experience, when I first started watching streamers, started watching Twitch, it's kind of discouraging when you're in somebody's chat and you type 10 messages and none of them get read.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean? Isn't it though? It is. And like, especially for let's say a younger audience, because they don't have the understanding of, okay, they're playing a video game, they've got a million things going on at once, they're also reading 10 other messages, maybe this one didn't stick out in their brain enough for them to read out loud and respond to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something I really focused on was, wow, I want to try and read every single message, every single thing that comes in my chat. I don't care, don't take this the wrong way, anybody, but I don't care if it's stupid, like, because don't get me wrong, it's Twitch. Like, there's going to be people that come into your chat that say things that aren't even worth saying. if that makes sense. There's going to be nonsense, and just finding a way to reply to that, even in a thoughtful manner when it's hard to, creating something out of nothing. It's a really good way to, I think, make people engage and interact with you and want to stick around more, right?
See, when it gets difficult when you're trying to read every person's chat is when you like come back from taking a pee break and find that you have 400 viewers and everybody's chatting. So yeah, I agree. I tried to read everybody's chat, but one time we had chat going, we had like 20 views, and we were interviewing Dan Thurman, who is like this big internet personality, and he's a huge motivational speaker, and like we had 20 something viewers in chat, and they were all chatting, and it's like I could not read and keep up with conversation, keep up with the guests, keep up with everything. So it's like, maybe I could see having a moderator in that sense could definitely help, but reading everybody's chat, which I try to do, especially when stream is small like this, like that's the main goal. It's so difficult.
Yeah, I agree with you. What just happened?
I think the camera just yeah, no, we're good. We're good.
All right.
I was like, I saw my face freeze too. I was like,
yeah, the volume froze for half a second. All right. So where were we? I completely got lost with that.
400 views, streaming.
Oh, right. The moderator thinks. So I'm very fortunate. The people I've come across that that I've been able to, give a position of moderator in my chat. They're fantastic people. Shout out to Warley, Frankie. We got Water. We got a few others. I can't even think of off the top of my head because we've had an incredible amount of support. I've had to give everybody a sword. But I've had some people like Water. When that Kobe raid was going on, she's in there interacting with my chat for me. She was dropping my YouTube and my Instagram and the Discord links and making sure that everybody, hopped in the Discord or followed my Twitter account, etc. And that kind of thing is huge. And also, if I'm not reading messages or if I miss something like what controller do you play on or what's your sensitivity, she was there to answer that question, which is huge for a streamer, especially when you're holding that kind of numbers, because you're, like you said, you're not always able to read all the messages despite how hard you want to, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing Apex.
I die a lot. Scream.
It's just the way she goes.
Let me read. Let me get back to some of these comments.
Absolutely.
Dang, it's been a minute because David tuned in. He said, "Hey everybody, doing well." Okay, let's get to some of these real quick before I forget. Yes, Dream Team, all positive vibes in this stream. We love to help and support those that love to support us. We a big family. Hashtag Dream Team. One big happy family. Gotta make another one for the year mark. Oh, the montage videos. Yeah, dude, she killed that videos. I don't know if you saw that one.
I haven't. I might have. I might have seen it on Instagram.
I think you commented on it. I think you did.
I think I did. Yeah, but it might have gone under my radar what that was. But there we go. Now that it's resonating in my head.
She made like a montage video of like a collectivation of, that's a word, but like a collective like podcast of all of our individual episodes combined, and it was just beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely correct. I did see that. Yeah, that was really cool. Actually, I do remember. Great work on that, Jordan.
Do you play marbles with your viewers?
I don't, but I need to start. I need to. So, I mean, I don't want to sound silly, but like when I first started streaming, I never expected to have a chat as active as I did or for people to interact with me as much as they were. So I didn't necessarily plan to do interactive things like that, if that makes sense.
Right.
I figured it would be hard for me to get 5 people in to play a game of marbles or difficult to do things like that. So now that we've built a pretty healthy community, I think some of the things that we're going to start doing is games like marbles, etc., interactive things with stream. We're going to have special days, especially on Mondays. I'm going to be doing this thing called Music Mondays, which I'll talk more about in a minute there.
Okay, sweet.
I'll let you go at that. And then so I'm going to also start doing sub games. Since cross-platform is coming out with Apex Legends, being a controller player, a lot of the people that follow my stream and like watching my gameplay are controller players that are on console, whether that's PlayStation or Xbox. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how bad I want to, I can't play with them at the moment. You know what I mean? I can't go and play casual games with them with the stream, and I can't go have that fun with my subscribers and followers. And that's something I really want to do. So when cross-platform comes out, I'm going to start dedicating a day on my stream schedule to playing with subs just for the entire day. Awesome. Playing casual matches and just having fun with it, right? Because I think that's things that people forget to do. Sometimes people, they get a little bit too caught up in wanting to compete and play with the best players in the world all the time. And being I would have no problem with dying all day off drop with all my closest friends, all my closest supporters there.
Right. Let's see. What's Apex? Dill. Yeah, we're speaking gibberish to this guy, dude. Apex is a competitive game. It's a first-person shooter where it's basically a Hunger Games, Dill. Think of Hunger Games. First-person shooter Hunger Games. No matter how slow it is or how long it takes to build a solid foundation, it is the only way to do it. Truly love that. Got a follow from me, brother. That's from T-Rex.
Love you, T-Rex. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You did a good job during that podcast. You read the comments when you had the chance, but then gave Dan the chance to speak when he wanted to. I'm always promoting Daydreams with Dylan.
Let's go.
Collectivation. Yeah, we're making up words here, guys.
We don't speak English in chat. We're in Canada. Canada. That's a Canadian word, if you guys didn't know.
I
collectivation.
learned it from him,
yeah. It's a Canadian word. We'll just say that.
I want to play marbles. I had what? All right. So what is marbles? I'm not
So
really.
so marbles, I'm not no, I might be talking out of my ass a little bit, but I've seen people do it on stream. It's this interactive game that you can play with your followers on stream. They can just type in the code. I believe it's on their mobile devices. And it's completely randomized. Everybody gets their own marble and it just drops them down the chute and everybody watches the marbles race down and whoever gets to the bottom first wins.
That's
It's
it.
kind of like an
Oh, okay.
it's just like an interactive chat
Oh,
game
that's kind of
type
cool.
thing. Yeah. And just as the streamer, you control the point of view of the race, etc., like that, and people get caught up and they can't get past the first, the first block in the way for like 10 minutes, and then you have no control over it, so it's funny, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody will be in the lead for the entire race, and then right at the very end they'll get cut off, and three people will pass them.
We've played a cards game, like would you rather kind of games with chat. So we've pulled up would you rather questions like would you rather live in the future or go to the past kind of thing.
Those are really good things to do with stream. Actually, that's like incredibly interactive content, and that
Yeah,
like
it's
gets the chat talking.
definitely
Gets
fun.
You, yeah, it would be too, because then you get to hear everybody's perspective.
Yeah,
What's
then you can pull
funny
out some really good philosophical content. Oh, I'd rather
Absolutely.
go to the future. I could see this. I could, why would I go to the past? Kind of thing.
Well, what's your answer? Are you going to the future or the past?
I'm going to the future, bro. Why would I go to the past?
I agree. I mean, you can learn more from the past than you can from the future to an extent.
Yeah, but if
Correct?
I go to the dude, if I
History repeats itself.
if I go to the past, I mean, we don't have
We already know.
medication. We don't got nothing. Like even if I go like 100 years into the past, like I'm not trying to go to 100 years ago America. Like, oh, screw that place.
So there's nobody that's like passed away that you would like want to meet for sure more than you would want to like take the gamble on going to see what happens in the future. You don't know what the future is.
Nah. Rather go to the future.
Fair enough.
We're going to the
Fair
future.
enough. Fair enough. People aren't that spectacular, anyways.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
I go to the future. I make sure, I could see like our traveling to a planet or something. I would love to travel to space.
Traveling to space would be a fantastically scary experience, but I'd be here for it.
I mean, Elon Musk, man, that dude's working on getting us to Mars.
He's working on a lot of things.
If you could have all right, here's one. If you could have a one-way ticket to Mars, would you take it?
Absolutely. Do you think I'd spend any more time on this planet if I didn't have to?
Exactly. See, people think I'm crazy.
No,
I'm glad to meet a fellow intellectual.
You're not alone, my friend. We live in a terrible place.
Yeah, no, man.
I'm just kidding.
Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
I have seen parts of it. I'm not going to lie to you and say I've paid attention to the whole thing. I'm not the best for watching movies. I won't lie. I'm the type of person that turns on a movie and then sits on my phone for half of it. It's the worst, but it's who I am. It's who I am at heart. Yeah. I throw on movies as an excuse to relax and not do anything else except for like respond to my phone for the day.
Yeah. Nikki's like that. Love her to death, and I'm gonna call her out here. Sometimes we watch a movie, and if there's a brand new movie, she'll do the exact same thing. She'll turn on her phone, but then she'll like look at me, and then she'll ask me questions about the movie. I'm like,
oh, that's bad. See, I don't do that.
Why aren't you paying attention? Like,
I don't do that, because if you care, then you gotta watch for yourself.
She's like, what just happened? I don't get it. I was like, put the phone down.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a party foul indeed. You can't be doing that. She's probably gonna
beat me up after I get off this.
That's all right. That's simply not okay, and I'll vouch for you.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna get to some of these comments. I'm excited to see your content. Yeah, like a command. Do it and then randomly makes marbles win. It's a fun game. When it comes to phase 10 or Uno, I'm very competitive. What's phase 10?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. What is phase 10, Randall? Drop that on us.
Yeah, drop some knowledge. I have a fear of space. I wouldn't do it. I'd stay on this planet.
Fear of space? How can you be afraid of something that you've never seen?
The ocean. I mean, I've seen the ocean. Don't get me wrong. All right, but there's a logical fear of going deep into the ocean.
Okay, I agree with that.
Or what about jumping out of a space or not spaceship? Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
Jumping out of an
Oxygen
airplane
is important.
Yeah, jumping out of an airplane. I mean, how often do you see somebody jumping out of an airplane?
I mean, not as often as I'd like.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah,
that's a logical fear to have.
It is a logical fear to have. You know what? You're not wrong. Going to space is terrifying to an extent. Nobody knows what's out there.
That's the enjoyment, though, for me.
I agree. That's kind of why. That's kind of where I don't understand your logic, but I do at the same time. I mean, like, there could be some pretty terrifying things out there, and I'm sure there are. I mean, there's no way in, excuse my language, but living hell that we have all of this going on our planet, and there's not more going on in the universe.
Yeah.
That is just, in my opinion, that is an extremely naive way of thinking. There's no way.
Let's see. Where's the puppy? Oh, she's hanging out with Nikki. You don't know what phase 10 is? No, I don't. Educate me, Jordan and Randall. It suits and pairs former kinds and stuff like that. You gotta get your faces before your opponent. I'm a little confused.
I'm very confused. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, thank you for helping us old people have insight on youth. You're welcome, Mom.
Absolutely, Gina.
Love you, Mom.
Oh, that's your mother. That's wonderful.
My mother.
that's wonderful. That's
Hence
incredible.
The last name
comparison.
Right there. You know.
There you go.
My dreams. Insane. They have me out in space. Jordan, did you ever like dive in or open the door to that one dream? She kept having like this one dream where like she would like see a portal or something. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, and then she was like she was playing Apex Legends in real life.
Yeah, she was basically Wraith. And,
basically Wraith.
Yeah. She was like, she said something like the portal, like she was scared to jump in the portal, but you know, we talked about dream and dream interpretation, and I was like, all right, well, why don't you try jumping in the portal?
Mm-hmm. She said, take a leap of faith, why don't you?
I can't back to that dream, probably because I talked about it. Probably.
That's fair. Let's talk about that for a second. That's an interesting concept. Do you think that once you've like spoken a dream into reality, like you've told people about it, like you can't have that dream anymore? I've had that like many times where I've dreamed something repetitively, and then as soon as I've shared it with somebody, never again does that dream come back to face me again.
Really? You know, there's some truth to that. So Carl Jung believed that there was a collective unconscious, and Freud, especially, which is a famous psychologist, believed that dreams were a way for your unconscious to sort of manifest itself. And the contents of your dreams you usually are misunderstood by your conscious self. So when you discuss them and talk about them, that's a way to bring them into reality, thus subsiding the dream.
Makes sense.
So there's some logic to that. You know,
this makes sense because I understand what you're saying. That's a interesting concept that I think I agree with, honestly.
I love Carl Jung and Freud. I definitely highly recommend them to anybody that's ever interested in getting into psychology, especially psychoanalytic theory. Like that's the way to go. I think those are some important.
Psychology is a hell of a drug to get into, eh?
Oh,
just learning about all these different theories and not only that, but the self-awareness that comes from learning about psychology is huge. It's massive.
It's but then again, underrated. You get people that think that they know psychology, and so that they'll like get cocky with themselves and like, oh, I'm a psychologist, I know this for sure. Like,
and that is peak not self-awareness, if that makes sense, right? That is this literally the opposite of being aware of psychology. Yeah, it's a funny point of view. Yeah, you're not incorrect.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Jordan says aliens are 100% real. 3 or 4 of a kind, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7 card of one color, stuff like that. Randall, I am so confused, bro.
Yeah, you gotta Google copy and paste the rules to this game.
I don't get phase 10. I'm gonna have to look this up afterwards, buddy. Let's see. Finding out if the real world, Well, if this is the real world, simulation theory, if you will. Oh, talking about like your dreams and everything. I got anxiety from playing World of Warcraft and having to climb a really high bridge.
I can relate to that. I genuinely have video games like that where that like create anxiety, like Fortnite. I can't play that game anymore because it's so slow. It actually makes me anxious.
Really?
Yeah, it's something. I think it has to do with me playing Apex Legends and just being such a fast-paced game.
Makes sense.
Like in Apex, it's almost like my thoughts are in sync with what I'm doing, and then I play Fortnite or like a game like that, and it's like I'm thinking 20 seconds before I do what I'm doing, and like makes me anxious. I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy person.
I usually with games like Apex, it gets my adrenaline going. So I battle royales, especially when it's like that last match and it's like a 1v3 and I got to clutch it for my team. It's that adrenaline rush that you get.
Oh yeah.
And for me, that's anxiety provoking. And if I try to play Apex at like 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock, well, you don't see me on playing anymore. Like I don't play Apex because if I'm on that late playing Apex, I'm not going to sleep for the night because that adrenaline is still in my system.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, no, I'm an adrenaline junkie all the same, as you can probably tell. And it's just once you get going, especially once you're hot, once you're on your game, especially with a game like that, you're like, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping until I'm down.
Yeah. It's fun. Definitely an addicting game. Addicting high. For sure.
Absolutely.
Randall says, I have a dream where I was rich and then I woke up.
That's not a dream. You're manifesting it into the future.
There we go. It's a fun game, LOL. Like they give you a card with the rules, kind of like Uno.
Okay. Makes sense.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pre-made game.
All right, guys. Well, we're closing in right at about an hour here. So, Dolan, I'm really surprised that we didn't get cut off with Zoom, so I'm really happy.
No, as am I. I don't understand what happened here, but I'm completely on board. No complaints.
I'm not even gonna complain. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm gonna keep you on the other side for just a second, and everybody, thank you for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be live again next Tuesday. Thanks for daydreaming. #Dream Team. Bye, guys. Enjoy your evening.